watch as Jester, you can only really see about her elbows up as she sits in the middle of this mist that's kind of just drifted around her. Cold and weirdly beautiful as she closes her eyes, and for a second you swear you see the mist kind of move around her, like something just kind of shifted around her. Kind of makes you think for a moment. It's cold, it's dark, and in that moment there's that sense of desperation and loneliness as you focus on the spell. And as the mist kind of curls in around you like a cloak encircling you, you feel the traveler there once more and say, "Not too far." And suddenly you feel your vision pulled as his hand kind of rests on your cheek and turns your head this way. And as your head turns this way, it's almost like you're looking from one window to another. And as you look into this other pane of glass through it, you can see in a familiar darkened wood like this, in the shadows, a very, very faint bit of crackling firelight. You see in the space what looks to be a very, very low-lit fire in a center of stones. And sitting across it on two kind of rotting logs that have been lumped there, you can see Obon in his true form, kind of red demon skin and wings folded, sitting there kind of looking at the fire, kind of putting his hand in it and kind of letting it kind of curl around his fingers. And Yasha just sitting there looking into the flames. He reaches down and pulls up a bottle of wine and just takes a drink of it, looks to her. "You may have some," and holds it out. She reaches out without even looking and takes it and drinks from the bottle and hands it back. As he retrieves it, he says, "You knew the seed of darkness within you only needed the right guide to germinate into something beautiful. Don't forget, you were the one to find me, Orphan Maker. For this, I will always be grateful, and you will always be my favorite." And he glances around the nearby wood to see if maybe another heard him. "We draw close to completing our found family, becoming her will manifest, striking from the lightless realms and breaking her chains one by one. You remind me of her, a vision of her intent, walking towards destiny. I'm proud of you." And he reaches out to kind of touch her chin. There's a small spark of blue lightning that sparks from under her chin to his hand, and he kind of pulls back as she kind of recoils a bit to one side. You see him kind of look at his fingers and look at her, furious in but a moment. His eyes glow orange, and you see behind her, kind of from beneath the hair, the orange glow emanate, and she winces for a second before her face going slack once more. He now takes her chin in his hand without a fight and looks her in the eyes and says, "Stubborn as you may be, you are mine. You belong to her. Where we shall walk, no cloud or storm can touch us." As he pulls his hand away, you hear a slight little. He looks over his shoulder a bit. "Keep a perimeter watch. Who knows what else is lingering in this forest, and we're so close I can taste it." And he kind of sits down and starts drinking his wine a bit more. And they both just quietly look into the fire a bit longer as the laughing hand begins to lumber off into the darkness.
Was the satchel still on his waist? Did it look like...
Make a perception check.
Come on. This is key. This is key.
14.
14? Within the fire, it's not a very terribly hidden thing he was trying to keep from anybody. Yeah, it was still hanging from his belt.
Okay. Shit.
Come on, that's it.
Does she relay all of that?
All of it. Everything. Like, I like to imagine as I'm scrying, if I'm hearing anything, I'm just repeating what I'm hearing as, like, out loud.
Like,
Yeah.
translating.
Well, clearly Yasha is definitely evil and not under the control of
That was
us.
my assertion as well.
We have to keep
Yasha.
going.